arch rival Richmond Center Hornets. Pretty much took us down the wire. We really didn't expect that. Richmond Center's program has gone downhill the last few years. Before last year, we really had our way with Fennimore the last couple years, but last year they gave us quite a game, only winning 29-19, I believe it was. This year should be even closer, I imagine.
And we are underway. Fennimore in the maroon uniforms, Blackhawks in the white tops and black bottoms. And in case you haven't noticed, Mark, we're right next to the PA announcer, so it's going to be loud. So, Mark, if you want to set the Valley offense, we're ready to go with the first play from scrimmage.
All right, starting at quarterback for River Valley is Josh Barrenbrook. The backs are going to be David Jones and Lee Mahoney. Split ends Shane Johnson and David Cry. Tight ends Matt Bockham and Eddie Legal. Tackles are Eric Stadinchka and Elliot Connors. Guards are Andy Shelton, Mike Hatfield, and the center is Mike Bindle.
And we're going to see a flag. Yep. That was Bockham was interfered with. It looked like
quarterback Josh Barrenbrook.
Number 56, Justin McClymans.
But we have the penalty marker out.
A little bit too tight on the coverage. So one play, one penalty.
River Valley catches a break. Thought the pass was a little over, but didn't quite see the play from up here.
Well, Bockham went down before the ball got there. It's a question of was he knocked down or he was tripped?
Well, obviously probably was a catchable. Bockham's hard to miss. 6'5" target, 210 pounds. Quite an asset to this offense.
So they'll mark it off. It's a big one, 15. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Tripping call goes against Fennimore. Move the ball out to the midfield stripe where it's 1st and 10.
Really has the first down at midfield. Gonna have Shane Johnson spread right. Hector Ramirez is behind Lee Mahoney. Most likely a pitch. Ramirez around right. He's got some room. Breaks down to about the, call it 46-yard line.
Barrenbrook pitching back to Hector Ramirez.
They'll make that to 40.
Ramirez picks up
36-yard line, sorry.
Yards on the play.
That's first down.
Knocked down hard by Dustin Krul.
Nice gain of about 14 yards.
First down.
It's kind of hard to spot from up here. Got to get past these pillars.
Right.
Very clustered in here.
We're lucky we've got a press box, though, Mark.
Very fortunate.
So 2 plays and about 24 yards.
Hand off to Mahoney. He smashes through a tackle. He gets down to about the, we'll say, about 12-yard line.
And
Mahoney running hard through and over tacklers.
Unfortunately,
down by Dustin Krul and Luke Swan.
Unfortunately, Mark, our situation here, we cannot see around
The ball down inside the 20.
our window situation here, so
the 17-yard line. First down.
They're going to mark it at the 17-yard line for River Valley, so they got the penalty on the pass, and then 2 straight runs. Very successful.
we'll give the best coverage we can here without...
That's probably going to be a false start on River Valley. Whenever the whistle is before the play, that normally means false start.
We'll have to do radio play-by-play here, Mark, when the picture gets obscured.
I think maybe they're going to have to take up your plan on expanding this press box. Certainly have the ability. It's got some room.
Well, it's better than being in the bleachers, I guess, in the rain. Done that before.
I believe it was out Richmond Center.
Let's hope the Hawks go to their left.
He fakes a handoff. Running out left, he's got a pass. That's into Matt Bockham. Complete pass. We'll say that's a touchdown. Again, it's hard to spot from up here, but a terrific throw by Josh Barrenbrook. Made 2 fake handoffs, rolled to his left, and threw a perfect pass to the tight end Matt Bockham. And River Valley is up 6-0 early.
Just like that. What was that, 3 plays?
I believe so. 3 plays and a penalty.
Actually, only 2 plays that counted.
Bockham will attempt the extra point. It's a bad hold, and there's a whistle. Was that a false start? There's 11 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first quarter. River Valley scores in the first 46 seconds of the game.
Flag out on the point after attempt.
They're going to call that a false start on River Valley.
Move it back 5, and we'll try it again.
It's going to make the extra point even more difficult.
Well, we'll see if the Hawks actually kick or pull off a fake here.
I wouldn't be surprised with that here.
They'll boot it.
It is no good. I guess you missed wide left. So the score remains 6-0 River Valley. They go right down the field.
You know the problem there, Mark, Matt Bockham is the kicker, and he's a left-handed pitcher. He kicked that ball with his right foot. So he throws left, kicks right. A bit unusual.
I know a few players who, in different sports, the right left-handed, throw right-handed, and hit left-handed.
Or and some don't hit at all.
True.
So that didn't take long, Mark, about
46 seconds, I believe.
46 seconds, wow. But we've been at games here before. We've seen kickoff returns for touchdown. We've seen onside kicks by Fennimore, so don't count the Golden Eagles out just yet.
They're going to need a little luck here. If the game's going to go anything like this first drive, their defense better buckle down. But just the beginning of the game, we'll see how River Valley's defense can fare against this Golden Eagles offense.
Bockham will kick it off.
A kick by Matt Bockham. They can try and see the number. He makes a couple cuts, taken down by, I believe it was number 56, Elliott Connors.
Getting out close to the 20. Stopped just short of it by Justin Taft.
Taken down, that was Justin Taft, sorry. He was taken down just short of the 20-yard line.
Luke Swan, the return man, also one of their top receivers. See if we see him tonight.
Well, I imagine their toppers, one of their big targets is going to be Rich Lofthouse, the 6'4 senior. It's a tight end. That's a pitch to the left. Gets taken down. Nice pursuit by number 34, Eddie Legal. Shane Johnson and Elliott Connors were also in on that play.
Quarterback from Fennimore is Steve Sprague. He wears number 9. His running backs, 34, Dustin Cruel, 35, Nick Furr. Look for Fennimore to run the ball quite a bit.
Usually put up a lot of balls in the air. Don't be surprised if that happens.
Cruel's their top running back from last season.
Back to pass. Ball's nearly knocked down by Matt Bockham, but he completes it, gets it out to about the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 10 yards.
David Jones making the stop.
Or is it at the 39? That was a 30-yard line. It was way off. Still a first down.
Yes, indeed, that is a first down, Fennimore.
29-yard line. We'll get it right yet. It's still preseason, Mark.
Yeah. 4th week of the season.
Non-conference.
Start getting serious next week at Dodgeville. That's going to be a jump.
That's Joey Alt, 73.
Seems very upset by that, obviously. Going to be called on Alt, jumping off sides. Alt's been a very good, big force for River Valley. Been a force to be reckoned with. Been receiving a lot of double coverage and doing a great job for a sophomore.
You know, Mark, I can't hear a word you're saying.
This could be a long night.
Well, it's nice to know that we can hear anyway.
Sprague takes hands it off to, he was met immediately.
Eddie Legal.
Another great tackle by Eddie Legal. That time he nailed number 34, Dustin Cruel.
34 was Cruel, listed at 155. And doesn't look that big.
Apparently got some speed on him. 5'8", 155 pounds. Under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. River Valley leading 6-0. 2nd and 2 for Fennimore at the Fennimore 38-yard line. As a handoff inside to, I think that's number 32, Andrew Nelson.
Fullback, Nick Berg, it getting a call on running higher right up the middle.
Sorry, that was Nick Furr,
Made by Elliott Connors, but,
number 35.
Yardage for the first down.
He gets enough for the first down.
So Fennimore, an impressive start to their first drive.
First down at the 43-yard line. Sprague back to pass on this one. He hits number 7. That's Brent Nelson.
Sprague's pass complete to Brent Nelson.
Gain of about, call it 8.
Back about 9 yards. David Jones.
Second and about 2 at the 47-yard line of River Valley.
And Nelson loses the shoe on the tackle. Better get back to that huddle.
Fortunately, this week we won't have to worry about seeing so many players go down with cramps. The weather has cooled down drastically over the last week. So much better playing conditions for the players. Under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter now. Sprague hands it off to Cruel. And he is met right at about the first down stakes. It's going to be close.
To have the first down. We'll see where it's marked.
Well, they give him a good spot.
Elliott Connors was there first.
Made by Elliott Connors.
Connors and Bacham in and out play, keeping it from becoming a big run. But nonetheless, they get the first down at the 46-yard line. River Valley having their own defensive troubles here on the first possession of Fennimore. River Valley had a very quick drive, though. It only took them 3 plays to score. Fennimore marching right down the field as well. Sprague back to pass. Way overthrows Lofthouse.
This time, Sprague's pass goes.
Lofthouse probably going to be the main guy to watch for Fennimore. Big target. That time overthrown. To be 2nd and 10 at the 45, 46-yard line.
And Luke Swan that time still didn't have his shoe on that play, I don't think, for the Golden Eagles. That takes away 1 receiver. Could be a high-scoring affair here, Mark, the way the 2 teams are moving the ball.
Certainly looks that way early on. Both offense pretty much doing whatever they want. He's going to be an option. He pitches it out to, that's number 34, Nelson.
Pitch back goes to Dustin Cruel.
Sorry, Dustin Cruel.
The 40. Run out of bounds by Elliott Connors.
Looks like Elliott Connors having quite a night so far, Mark. Made in on a number of tackles.
He's had a good, fast couple games. Been around all over the field. Done a pretty good job. He's only a junior. He'll be back here next year. Third down, we'll call it 5 at the 40-yard line of River Valley. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. River Valley leading 6-0. Fennimore is driving, though. That's Cruel. Is not going to get anything.
Nope, Lee Mahoney.
Number 70.
Finding no room to run.
Who that was? Andy Shelton was also there.
And Lee Mahoney.
Mahoney got there first and tripped him up. Looks like we'll see a punt now. I believe the Fennimore punting team does come in.
That would be the smart play. Too early to be going for it. They can push River Valley way off. Pending they can get a good punt off. Back to receive the kick will be David Jones and Hector Ramirez. Punt nearly blocked. And Jones does a smart play, lets it bounce way back into River Valley territory. We'll call it the 8-yard line.
Justin McClymon's doing a punting, and
River Valley's going to have to go 92 yards to score this time.
This River Valley deep in their own territory, down at their own 3-yard line.
Sorry, that's a 3-yard line.
And as you can see, we also have blockage or vision to the north side of the field.
Going to be changing the marks quite a bit tonight, I imagine.
So we'll see if Valley can score on their second possession. They lead 6-0.
Barronbrook hands it off to Mahoney. He runs straight up the middle. Gets to about the
Lee Mahoney, the ball carrier.
16-yard line.
Here's River Valley, a little running roll out across the 15.
That was a gain of about, I guess we were correct in the first one of those at the 8-yard line. Gain of about 7 or 8 there for Lee Mahoney.
Makes the play selection a lot easier when you've got a second and short instead of second and long.
2nd and 3 will be. Lee Mahoney getting, I think that's his 2nd carry tonight. Getting more action than he has recently. That's a sweep out to Hector Ramirez. Let's start with that's Dave Jones. He's got some running room. Nobody's going to catch him. Great blocking by River Valley. David Jones goes in for the score. Touchdown, Blackhawks.
David Jones getting the handoff, and David Jones
An 84 touchdown march by Jones. Great blocking by the offense. Jones, once he got around the right side, he had plenty of room. All he had to do was use his speed, and he was in.
Great blocking because I don't think he was touched, Mark.
No, that's a good sign of great blocking. Had a similar play last week when Hector 3-yard scamper. Great blocking. He used his speed and moves agility to do the rest. Revive is up 12-0 in this first quarter. 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the period.
And they'll go for 2.
Smart play. Fannimore to pass.
It was good. Looks like Eddie Legal hauled it down. Take our word for it. Yep, there he is.
We're going to have to look at the River Valley section and see if they're applauding or...
They are. Eddie Legal hauled down that 2-point reception. So 14-0.
Fannimore is on so far tonight. Completed a touchdown pass to Matt Bockham. That was their first score, and then completes a 2-point conversion to Eddie Legal. So he's been hitting his tight end so far. Again, River Valley, a quick drive.
Well, that time I think, Mark, what, 2 plays? So Valley's actually had 4 plays on offense, 4 or 5, and they've had scored 2 touchdowns. At this rate, I don't know.
Well, if the blocking holds up for Valley, Fennimore's going to be in for a long night. Because we know they've got the speed. They got about 4 players who can run a 40-yard dash in under 5 seconds. So you don't want to give them a lot of room. Valley is outsized, however. That's a low line drive by Matt Bockham, taken by number 7. That's Nelson. He's taken down.
Bockham doing the kicking. Ball fielded by Rob Terrell.
That was Rob.
And Terrell brings it out to the 19-yard line. Met there by Simon Legal.
19-yard line. So Fennimore have been able to run the ball and pick up some first downs, but they find themselves in the hole 14-0 as Valley pulls.
It is not going to be a team that's going to grind away at you. They're not very big at all. Quite small, but stocked with speed. That's pass
Swan.
up number 4, Swan.
Sprague's pass complete.
Taken down by Ramirez.
Swan avoiding the first tackler and then brought down short the first
See who was
down
on that tackle.
by Hector
Andy
Ramirez.
Shelton and Justin Gorman. Sorry, that was Matt Bockham.
Pick up of 8 yards, however. 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2, those gain of 8 yards. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball on about the 27-yard line. Back to pass, hits Lofthouse. That's knocked down by Matt Bockham.
Sprague's pass complete.
Bockham nearly picked that one off. Used his 6'5" frame to revise advantage on that play.
Yeah, right in the breadbasket, but he was only about 5 yards away, so didn't have much of a chance to react that time.
Nonetheless, give it 3rd and 2 at the 27. River leading 14-0 already. Fennimore's going to want to get some points on the board quick, where the defense has been looking. That's a handoff inside.
Well, I don't see much there.
Fell forward for maybe a yard, possibly.
I think that was Rob Terrell, the ball carrier.
There for the tackle was Alt, along with
the first down.
number 10. That was Josh Wall. Forgot he changed his number a couple weeks ago.
About a yard short to be exact.
We'll do our best to mark the players and the position right now. As we've said, it's a very tough situation we're in. Paris box. The punt back to receive it will be, well, Johnson let it go.
Yeah, off the side of the foot.
River's going to have great field position at the 43-yard line.
Off the side of his foot, and it goes out of bounds.
That was McClymonds with the punt.
40-yard line where it'll be spotted. 1st and 10 for Valley.
And the Blackhawks get great field position here to start their third drive. They're 2 for 2 so far tonight, Mark.
Yes, so far, not much of a fight being put up by Fennimore. I believe only 5 plays total on the 2 drives. Ravalli have it at the 40-yard line. Hector Ramirez in motion. They hand it off inside to Lee Mahoney. Spins around, hit by a swarm by Fennimore tacklers. It's back to about the line of scrimmage.
Good defensive effort there by Rich Loftus.
Well, they maybe gave him a yard. Be second down and 9.
That play never really had much of a chance, Mark. And that's about the only play that hasn't worked so far tonight. Long ways to go, though, Mark.
Looks like they're going to try and get Lee Mahoney more involved in the offense. Hasn't gotten many carries this year. And mostly Ramirez, Jones, and Johnson. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass is Barronbrook. And he overshoots David Jones by about a mile. One of his few poor passes, but Barronbrook's been really accurate so far tonight.
Jones had a step. The ball had to be right there to be completed. Not a bad call.
Tough throw. He had a couple defenders in his face, Barronbrook. And with the play is Barronbrook and Ramirez. Obviously going to be passing down, third down and 9 at the 39-yard line of Fennimore. 4 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ravalli's 14-0. Had their way so far on offense. Ramirez is in motion. Down to the right side. It's going to be a pass. He is swarmed.
And
I don't think he was out of the pocket.
Barronbrook back to pass and rushed hard.
Well, no flag.
Ryan Wood.
Surprised not to see a flag on that. He was still in the pocket when he released the ball. Apparently a receiver must have been close to the ball, so they didn't call the intentional grounding. Ravalli is not penalized, and Matt Bach moved back to punt at about the 48-yard line. It's a pretty high kick. And that's off his hands. River Valley's going to have the ball. Maybe inside the, I believe inside the 5.
I think that was Josh Wall.
Yeah, you can see he was, River Valley defenders were swarming in on him.
Looked like Josh Wall was on the bottom of that with the ball in his hand, so.
Hard to see from here.
So River Valley getting a good break, and there you get the ball, 1st and 10. At the Fennimore 14-yard line.
Have it at the 14-yard line. River Valley's getting a lot of breaks early on. They had to punt, get the ball right back by a muff.
Pass.
He rolls right. He hits. That was a pass to Matt Bockham to about the 2-yard line. Sorry, that's a 5-yard line. First and goal at the 5-yard line. Great pass by Barronbrook that time. Rolling to his right again under pressure on his left side. Throws it between a couple of defenders and hits his tight end Matt Bockham, who makes a great catch, gets hit pretty hard, holds onto the ball. First and goal at the 5. Most likely going to try and pound it in. And going to sweep with David Jones. He's got some room. He cuts inside, touchdown. That's Jones' second touchdown of the day. Great blocking yet again by River Valley. They're really moving the pile right now. 2 rushing touchdowns for River Valley. Both by David Jones. The offensive line's doing a great job so far.
Looks like Jones just took his blocker right along with him that time, Mark.
That was Lee Mahoney. Great job of lead blocking. Jones, good job of following. River Valley leads 20-0. Bockham will attempt the extra point.
Wall will spot the ball.
And that kick is good. So, River Valley, the 3 of their first 4 possessions, they score. They take a 21-0 lead with 3 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. Fennimore just gave that one to him.
Yep, so far everything going just right for the Blackhawks and nothing going right for the Golden Eagles. You can see that on that punt, that play was earmarked for a fumble all the way that the receiver of that punt was looking down there.
Didn't seem like he should be taking the punt. Usually when it gets inside the 15-yard line, you just let it go. Because if you get hit hard and the ball comes out, they're going to have great field position or possibly run it in for a touchdown.
So definitely not a defensive battle so far. It's been all offense for the Blackhawks. 3:49 to go first quarter.
Fennimore, although they haven't scored any points, they've also moved the ball pretty well.
Even when Valley gets stopped, they still score.
Yes, Fennimore is definitely helping River Valley out, and that's something Fennimore's not going to be able to do tonight. They have to play a perfect game from now on. That's received by number 4, Luke Swan. Breaks a couple tackles, hit by a swarm of defenders. That was met by Marc Eberly. Along with Michael Bindle.
So he's swarmed under by Michael Bindle.
Well, a nice night for football, Mark. Temperatures more football-like in the 40s and 50s. A little bit better than a couple of weeks ago at Mineral Point at temperatures in the 80s.
Much better for the players. Won't have any cramps.
Much nicer for the announcers.
Quite bundled up, though. Have a long-sleeve shirt and a coat on.
That was 55 for the Blackhawks. Tyler Stunnebeck.
Great pursuit that time by Stunnebeck. He didn't give up anything. In fact, I think that's a loss of all 4 yards. 2nd and 14 at the 20.
You might have thought that Fennimore may go to their passing game now, down by 3 scores here. And they just might do that now, the running game. Didn't do a thing that time.
Well, they want to keep this from getting out of hand too early, which is already beginning. That's a ball knocked in the air.
Nice hit that time. Who's that, Johnson?
Yes, it was. Tender receiver was Brent Nelson. He got hit right when he got the ball. Ball was popping in, nearly intercepted.
Johnson timed that one just right, hit the receiver just as the ball got there. And Fennimore again in a passing situation.
3rd and 14 at their 20-yard line. 3 minutes to go. First quarter. It's the first time Fennimore hasn't been able to move the ball so far. Passes it out to... Oh, that's a face mask. Yep. There's the flag.
Yep.
Pass is complete to Luke Swan.
That was to Luke Swan.
On the 30-yard line.
They'll call that
being wrestled down by Hector Ramirez and Elliot Connors.
They'll call that on Ramirez, I believe.
Ramirez or Connors.
And we do have the penalty markers on the field.
He would have been well short of the first down. That's a tough break for River Valley.
They really didn't try to get the face mask. It's just that, that's where the hand was. That's where the face mask was. Just happened that way. Definitely not intentional.
First real mistake River Valley has made all night so far. It's been Fennimore has made the mental breakdowns.
Personal foul face mask against River Valley.
How many yards will they penalize?
15, yep, that's automatic.
I believe he pulled on the face mask. There's a difference in the rules between actually grabbing it.
Right, there is no incidental.
The yardage is walked off, and that's the first down by a penalty for Fennimore.
One of the many different rules from high school to pros. There's incidental and intentional face masking in the pros. Here it's just no incidental. Sprague back to pass. Reverse to Swan, that is. He's got some room. Taken down at about the 42-yard line by number 6, Justin Gorman and Matt Bockham. They hit him hard, but he still gets the first down. Gain him about 15 yards.
That'll be a first down. Hit there by Justin Gorman.
Justin Gorman, Matt Bockham are both there. I think Gorman made the initial hit, but not before. Fennimore gets the first down.
Gorman set him up. Bockham knocks him down. You don't want Bockham. You don't want to be falling backwards when Bockham's heading at you. 210-pounder. He runs straight up the middle. Taken down by Elliot Connors from behind.
Picks up some decent yardage before being met by Elliot Connors.
Well, if Fennimore can score, it's going to help them confidence-wise with their defense. They'll have to find a way to stop the Blackhawks.
Haven't been very successful. They've stopped them once, but when they were about to receive the ball, they muffed the punt. River Valley headed at the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 40-yard line of River Valley. Sprague hands it off to Cruel. Breaks a tackle. Got the first down and more. I believe he'll have the first down.
That's Dustin
He had
Kruger.
forward progress. A swarm of River Valley defenders pushed him back.
And then proving hard to be brought down. It's Andy Shelton and Shane Johnson.
Now they're going to mark him short of the first down. Tough break for Fennimore. It'd be third and about 1.
If they do come up short, they'll probably have to go for it, Mark.
Yeah, you got to believe so.
Down by 21, they'll have to.
They don't have much confidence in their defense right now, as you can understand. 3rd and 1 at the 35-yard line. That's a handoff inside to Cruel. Well, that was number 35, Nick Fury. He's got the first down to about the 32-yard line.
Andy Shelton, Josh Wall on the tackle.
Josh Wall and Andy Shelton on the tackle.
Clock winding down, less than 2 minutes to go until the end of the period.
21-0 River Valley. 1st and 10, Fennimore at the 32-yard line of River Valley. Sprague hands it off to Cruel. He's met by Bockham and Wall. Bockham had the big hit there. That knocked him back for a loss of, I believe, 1 or 2.
By Matt Bockham and Josh Wall.
Now they're going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. About a minute to go and running in this first quarter. Sprague fakes the handoff. He's rolling to his right, passes it inside, nearly picked off by Andy Shelton right off his hands. Great read. Just couldn't get the handle on it. That'll make it 3rd and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Yeah, the ball was behind Shelton, or else he could have had the pick.
Valley hasn't given up much on the pass so far. They've batted down a lot of balls and hitting them pretty hard. That's shaking up those receivers. Swan is lined up far left. Lofthouse to his right. Sprague back to pass. Needs 10 yards. He gets into Swan. That's knocked away. Great coverage by Shane Johnson. He hasn't given up much so far tonight. So it'll be 4th and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Nice pass that time, though, by Sprague.
He got it in a place where the Swan was going to catch it or nobody was.
Unfortunately, there were 4 Blackhawks surrounding Swan. And Fennimore will be going for it here on 4th down.
They really have no choice. Down 21-0 in the first quarter. 4th and 10 at the 32. Sprague.
Nope.
Just short of Justin. Is that Justin? Brent Nelson's hands. Probably wouldn't have had the first down anyway. He was well short of the first down, and he had River Valley defenders coming right at him.
Nope, that play never had a chance. The ball was thrown short. Receiver had even caught the ball, probably as he had a stop for it. May have picked up 5 yards tops.
All I could have done is improve the field position game. River Valley has it at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10, 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. River Valley had their way so far, 21-0. That's a handoff to Shane Johnson. Good blocking again. He breaks a tackle, gets close to the first down, about a yard short.
Shane Johnson, the ball carrier.
Good.
Breaking some tackles and working his way up the
Well,
middle
he's
for
probably about 2 or
yards.
3 yards short.
Rich Lofthouse making the tackle.
You
Might get one more play in here, Mark. Pardon me.
We got to say that River Valley's blocking has looked very improved this week. Not as many penalties, opening up some good holes so far. And if that continues, River Valley should have a high-scoring day, or night, I should say. Johnson in motion. That's going to be a reverse, double handoff. Dave Jones off the right side, and he is taken down. How about the 43-yard line?
David Jones ending up with the ball. And Jones takes it down into Fennimore territory to the 43-yard line.
Takes it down to
Bumgardner and Justin
Sorry there.
McClymonds running him down at that point. And the first quarter has expired.
That's a first down for River Valley at the 43-yard line of Fennimore. They pretty much manhandled him in this first quarter, 21-0. We'll start the second quarter after these words from our sponsors.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. They include Cardinal IEG, Community Bank, Jewel and Associates, Cardinal CG, Royal Bank, Kramer Brothers, Richland Limited, the Post House, Charter Communications, the Shoebox, Hafer Do It Center, Mr. and Mrs. T's, Village Family Dental Associates, Town and Country TV, Taylor Chiropractic and Sports Injury Center, and George's Auto Body.
And once again, we'd like to thank those sponsors who make this game production possible. They had their way in the first quarter.
This has to be the loudest press box I've ever been in, Mark, between the PA announcer and the band. Whew. Yeah, good first quarter, Mark. 21 points.
Well, it's good if you're a River Valley fan.
The Blackhawks start the second quarter again with the ball.
So far, River Valley's on pace to score 84 points. We might have the reserves in by second half, but
well, you never know.
Plenty of game to be played, you could say. Put that rather awkwardly.
Blackhawks in great position here.
Vanbroek throws off his back foot. He's got Johnson wide open. He breaks a couple tackles, tries to cut inside, gets taken down. He fumbles it, but that's recovered by Matt Bockham. What a break for River Valley.
Wow.
Pass is complete to Shane Johnson.
Bockham recovers it at the 10-yard line.
For some running room, loses control of the ball, but recovered.
Sorry, that was a 15-yard line.
Talk about teamwork, huh?
Bockham was in the right place at the right time. Saved a disaster. A lot of moves put on that time by Shane Johnson.
Well, that was a... Johnson was just wide open.
He had time to come back and stop, then catch the ball and take off. He beat his man by a mile. Who's the handoff? That was to Hector Ramirez. He's going to be a flag on that play.
That was a good fake, Mark. It even faked me out.
That was Hector Ramirez.
Couldn't see the runner. That is a touchdown, but that will be called back most likely.
Probably going to be a hole in the Hawks.
Well, there's those penalties we were worried about.
That is a hold on Valley.
That will make it
a holding call against
first and 20 at the 25-yard line of Fennimore. $11 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the first half. Just beginning the second quarter. Rivet once again driving.
The 15-yard touchdown run by Ramirez is brought back. He has stepped off at the point of infraction.
Well, let's try it again.
The result was a gain of
Wait a minute, the
about
call
2 yards
is
on the play.
not the way we appeared. It's going to be first down and call it 8. 13-yard line. I don't know what the call was.
Oh.
They smacked. Is that Jones?
That was Johnson hit hard that time.
Sorry, we're confused on that call. River Valley, it appeared, had a holding call on them after Hector Ramirez's touchdown score was wiped out. They're going to be put back to the 25-yard line, but they're right around the line of scrimmage. I'm still not sure what the call was.
Ball's actually on the 16-yard line, Mark.
Around the line of scrimmage, about a yard short of it, behind. That's going to be a pitch out to, that's Jones or Johnson.
That's Johnson.
It's hard to tell from up here. Doesn't get much on that one, if any.
Yeah, a lot of running for not much yardage.
Didn't have much room to roam that time. Fennimore defense is clamped down a little bit.
And there is another flag, Mark.
Well, it wasn't even a good run.
No, clip on the Hawks, no.
Didn't even have any running room. You wouldn't think there would have been a hold, but...
I believe we have a clipping call, personal foul clipping against Valley.
That's a drive killer. A clip.
That's going to push him back.
A clip and a hold on a short side of the field here. Well, not much to discuss here, I wouldn't think.
Apparently that hold that Ramirez scored a touchdown on was right near the goal line, so they pushed him back from the spot back to the 15 or 16-yard line. Then Rivera's got another penalty. See where they push him back this time. It'll be...
Second and a lot.
I believe you're right. They keep pacing. Wow. Second down at about at the 36-yard line.
I think it's second in basketball.
Ball placed down on the 36-yard line. Still second down, but second and long.
Second, we'll call it really long at the 36-yard line. They got a long ways to go to get that first down. Bearbrook's got to break a tackle. He does not. Gets sacked at about midfield. Good pursuit by number 32, Andrew Nelson. Nelson and McFur were in on that tackle. Took down Bearbrook at about the 49-yard line of Fennimore.
That'll be third down. The ball just about at midfield.
It'll be third down at about 44 yards.
Get down to the 5-yard line for the first down.
The guys got to get down to the 5-yard line if they're going to get a first down.
Better to eat the ball, though, Mark, than try to throw up a prayer.
See what the call is.
They might just run the ball here, Mark.
Wouldn't be surprising. Well, they're going to pass, and he's pressured. No. That is an incomplete pass. It was intended for Matt Bockham. The blocking hasn't been there on that drive. Revelle was driving down about the 15-yard line, and a touchdown waved off by Holding. And then the offensive line really couldn't hold, even give enough pass protection. So Fennimore is going to have it. Oh, they're going to call it. Sorry, that was fourth down before. A punt by Bockham, taken by Swan. He fumbled it again, but he recovers it himself. To about the 20-yard line, 19, 20-yard line of Fennimore. 9 minutes, 29 seconds to go. First half. Revelle still leads 21-0.
That last series not very pretty for the Blackhawks, Mark, but fortunately they got that 21-point cushion to work with.
Yeah, it appears Fennimore's playing for pride. This still could be a ball game. Their offense has moved the ball. Everybody's offensive line looks as they did on that drive. This could become a ball game in a hurry. It's a handoff inside to, I think it was Cruel.
Justin Cruel getting the call.
Doesn't get much. Maybe a yard.
Finding nowhere to run.
Yard or two.
Andy Shelton and Lee Mahoney.
Second and 9 at about the 20-yard line.
Perhaps a yard gain. Second down.
It's hit by Lee Mahoney and a swarm of defenders. We've got a secondary done a good job so far of containing this pass attack of Fennimore. That's going to be a sweep to the left side. Don't know how much room he's going to get. I believe, may have lost a yard. That was just Kerr on the pitch.
And again, find the going rather rough in the form of Elliot Connors and Josh Wall.
Fennimore still trying to run that ball, Mark.
Not being very successful. Didn't get anything on that one. 3rd and 9 at the 20-yard line. Josh Wall and Elliot Connors in on that play. Those two have been all over the field so far. Both juniors will be around one more year.
No. Phil, other side. Phil, other side.
See what they got up their sleeve on this play. Ball incomplete.
Yep.
Threw it inside Rich Lofthouse.
Rich Lofthouse, the intended receiver, but thrown well behind him.
So far, Sprague's been way off on his throws. He's throwing it short, over the head, wide. Been all over the place so far. And they'll be forced to punt. Lofthouse will be back.
And Valley should get the ball in fairly good field position here.
Lofthouse will punt it from his 5-yard line. Jones and Johnson back to receive it. From about the 45-yard line, that's a fumble.
That was Rich Lofthouse doing the punting.
Jones recovers it.
And gets off a very nice punt, driving River Valley back.
Jones Had the ball go right off his fingertips. Has to go back and recover it. And River Valley's pushed back to the 34-yard line. So that turns out to be, I believe, a 61-yard kick.
That was a good play by Jones, though. At least he kept possession of the ball. Hit immediately as soon as he picked it up.
Things could be a lot worse. Very fortunate to have the ball. Ramirez in motion. He gets it's a fake handoff. They fake this out again. End up handing it off to Dave Jones. Didn't get much on that one.
Setting up with the ball, and Jones falling forward for a couple. Rich Lofthouse bringing him down. Second down and 8.
Rich Lofthouse on the tackle. 2nd and 8. 36-yard line. 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's see if Valley goes to the air here, Mark.
They got a man in motion. That's going to be a handoff to Davis Johnson. He's got some room. Breaks a tackle, still moving. Taken down at the 44-yard line.
Weaving his way downfield.
Great job by Johnson. Had some good room again. That time the offensive line opened up the holes once again. Johnson made a few moves and got a big gain. Gain of about 22 yards. 22-yard gain by Johnson. Running game has been pretty successful for River Valley. Been able to run around the corners. Not so much up the middle. That's going to be a handoff. I think it's Johnson yet again. He is hit hard. Didn't get much on that play. Gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Second and about 7 yards. Second and about 7 from the 2nd and 9 at about the 43-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to be a double handoff to Hector Ramirez. He gets taken down for a gain of a couple to about the 35-yard line.
Had some open field in front of him, but a nice tackle by Ryan Woods.
Sorry to get down at the 41-yard line.
That's one of the few times that play hasn't worked this year, Mark.
Yeah, so far, a double reverse of either Jones or Johnson to Hector Ramirez has been very positive this year. They have Johnson lined up left. Going to be a passing down most likely, and it is. Has to throw on the run. Great catch by Matt Bockham.
Wow.
That was a good throw by Barronbrook. He had pass rushers in his face. Throws an off-balance pass, but a terrific catch by Matt Bockham. That could have been intercepted.
Yeah, Bockham had the height advantage on Swan that time.
That's a first down.
Swan is only 5'10". Bockham's around 6'4", so that made quite the difference.
That kind of looked like the Randy Moss catch that he had against the Titans a couple years ago.
Bockham hasn't dropped many balls that's come his way this year, Mark.
Yes, he's been a very reliable target so far. Bockham and Hector Ramirez line up left. Ramirez in motion. He's going to try and run to the right side. He gets around the right side. He's free. Touchdown, River Valley. There was a good job of offensive line pushing the rusher to the left side, and Ramirez just went one-on-one around the corner. Ramirez showed his great agility and footwork again, and River Valley is going to be ahead 27-0.
And Mark, no flags. That's the key there.
Yes, that time, offensive line just had to keep the rusher to the left side, as we said. Ramirez did the rest. He knew once he got around that corner, nobody was going to catch him. Ramirez's first touchdown of the night. The extra point by Bockham is blocked. That was a very low kick. Fennimore stops the extra point. Score remains 27-0 in the second half. First half, second quarter. 4 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the second period. Rather decisive drive over Valley.
And it's getting colder out, Mark.
Yeah, we can feel the breeze. A key play on that drive was that great pass and catch, especially the catch, from Barronbrook to Matt Bockham. That could have been an interception, and this would have been a whole different story.
I think this year, Mark, the Blackhawks have thrown their tight ends more than they have in past years. Bockham and Eddie Legal have been favorite targets of Barronbrook.
And I don't see why not. They have shown reliable hands and done a lot of good things with the ball. Still preseason. For us, anyway.
Right.
Tell Phil that right now he's coming your way. Make sure Phil knows where he is.
Popham about to kick the ball off. Fennimore's got to get some points on the board here.
Make sure tell Steve and tell Luke if it's
That is a squibbler up the middle. Taken by number 44. He does not have much. Not very far to go. He was met initially by his own teammate, then he was hit by Eddie Legal.
Picked up by Travis Uren.
That was by Travis Uren who returned the ball. Didn't follow his blockers very well on that play.
By a host of tacklers led by Eddie Legal.
And Fennimore's not going to have good field position here, but up the 22-yard line.
They really haven't had good field position all night long, Mark.
You can give credit to the River Valley special teams. Coverage has been pretty good, not giving up much on returns. Lofthouse and number 88 lined up right. They hit it out to Swanson. He gets past.
Oh.
Got past Ramirez. He grabbed his jersey and pulled him down. That could have been a very big play had Ramirez not grabbed the jersey.
Dragged down at the last minute by
Gained him
Ramirez.
about 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Ramirez.
About 5, however. 2nd down.
Ramirez doesn't grab that jersey. He gets some more yardage on that play.
Swan this time line singly out to the right side. Lofthouse and Bill Baumgartner out to the left. Sprague gets hit as he throws. Nearly intercepted by Andy Shelton. You knew he wanted that one right to his hands. I thought he'd have that one.
Yep.
Almost.
Should have had it.
Getting the hand on it and knocking it down.
Even after the ball got through his fingertips, very nearly intercepted by Connors. They were both in pursuit on that play. They read it the whole time. Sprague, initially wanted to go to I think it was Swan. Couldn't find him. They had great coverage downfield. He waited a little bit too long, and someone on the River Valley team just popped him one right as he was throwing. Fennimore very lucky to still have the ball. That's a pitch. Number 34, he is hit hard.
Eddie Legal's there.
Back to Dustin Krul, and Krul doing a good job hanging onto the ball.
Legal let him know that play is not going to work very often on this River Valley defense. Dustin Krul
They do
was
have
there
a
on that
flag
pitch.
down on the field.
Yeah, a flag. Well, let's check it out.
Krul limps off the field after that hit by Legal.
Procedure call on Fennimore. Will that nullify the play? Shouldn't.
The procedure call will go against
River Valley will decline it. It'll be 4th down and about 5 from the 27-yard line of Fennimore. They will punt the ball.
They'll take the 3 or 4 yard loss on the play.
Lofthouse back to punt
That'll bring up 4th and about
from
9.
about his own 15-yard line. That is another kick off his side of his foot. That's going to take a River Valley bounce. Out of bounds at about the 47-yard line.
Goes out of bounds in.
River Valley again has great field position. They are in Fennimore territory to start.
47-yard line.
I think the worst field position we've had was been inside the 10-yard line that one series, and then Jones pulled off that long run. Other than that, Valley's been in Fennimore's side of the field the entire first half.
Reveille had their way right now, moving the football, both passing to their tight ends, whether it's been legal or especially Matt Bockham. They've also hit Shane Johnson on a couple of passes. And the running's been mostly handled by Jones, Ramirez, and Johnson. Mahoney's gotten a few carries as well. Hand off to Ramirez. He gets onto the right side. He's got some room. Cuts inside. He's still running. He could go. Touchdown, River Valley. Hector Ramirez again makes a bunch of cuts. Went to his right, went to the middle, cut to the far left. They made a fool of the Fennimore defenders on that play.
Takes it into the end zone for the River Valley touchdown.
Easy to block when you got a guy who's got great moves like that.
And again, our field position up here, camera position, couldn't catch the end of that, but take our word for it. Ramirez scooted in, no problem.
That makes the score 33-0 River Valley. Bockham to attempt the extra point. There's going to be a fake. Josh Wall runs to his right, can't go anywhere. That play wasn't going anywhere. Number 3, Robert Terrell, was all over it.
Josh Wall, the apparent holder on that point.
Usually when they attempt the fake, David Cry is the one handling the snap. He's done a pretty good job so far this year. Handling those snaps and the fakes. But Noville, River leads 33-0. 3 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first half. So what do you think of it so far?
Well, I don't know. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be more of a defensive game. I saw that Fennimore played Darlington tough last week before losing 22-19. I did not expect the Blackhawks to come out and well, pretty much dominate from the opening kickoff, Mark.
I guess that shows how tough this wall is this year. Maybe a better division than what Fennimore is used to. Possibly.
Well, they are Division II, but Darlington, their record the past few years under their current head coach, 34-4, so they're no slouches.
Bockham will be kicking off.
Maybe we just caught him on the wrong night.
Swan and Carroll deep for Fennimore.
3 minutes, 26 seconds. Go in the first half. That's going to kick off after scoring another touchdown, this time by Ramirez, his second of the night. So River leads 33-0. There's a higher kick than last time, taken by Terrell. Tries to cut inside. He's not going anywhere. Met by former defenders.
Across the 25.
Across the 25-yard line is where Fennimore will begin. Again, not great field position. What did you think of that last run by Ramirez?
I don't know. I didn't see it. No, I saw it. Didn't see the end of it.
Yeah, pretty much called the touchdown before he was even in. Couldn't tell from over here. There's a pillar blocking our view. It's a handoff inside to Cruel. He breaks a tackle. He's still moving. Takes it about the 46-yard line. That's a 21-yard gain by Cruel.
Breaking tackles at the line of scrimmage.
After a gain of about 5, he just did the rest himself.
Andy Shelton finally making the tackle.
Andy Shelton with a tackle. That could have been a very big gain. Could have been their first score of the night had Shelton not been there. River Valley has also missed a lot of opportunities themselves. They had about 3 chances to get interceptions. Sprague really having an off night. Don't know what his games are usually like. Hits is out to Swan. There's a flag on the play. Tackled made by Ramirez after a gain of about 2 or 3.
This will probably be against Fennimore. We'll check the referee out and see what he says.
False start.
All right, it's a motion penalty again.
Usually they whistle it dead before the play begins when it's a false start.
Probably had 2 men in motion at the same time, Mark.
Well, you have more experience. You would know better than I. That'll make it first down and 15-yard line. No, sorry, 15. First and 15 from the 41-yard line.
And the penalty puts the ball back at the 41-yard line, where it's first and 15.
Been a rough night for Sprague. He passes that one, completes it this time to Lofthouse. Breaks the tackle to a tackle by Ramirez and Shelton. Takes it to about the 47-yard line. That'll be second down and short.
2, perhaps 3 yards short of that first down. And Fennimore has taken a timeout.
I'm sure Sprague feels a little better after that pass. Delivered it on line to his biggest receiver, Lofthouse, and made a few extra yards out of it. Second down and 3 at the 47.
Fennimore trying to get us at least one score on the board before halftime. Not much time left. 2:32.
I don't believe they've gotten inside the River Valley 32-yard line. They have moved the ball.
Of course, you know, Mark, in high school football, they do have what's called the mercy rule, 35-point lead. The clock does not stop. And certainly never thought that I would see that tonight, and it may not happen yet, but so far, Blackhawks with 33 points in the first 2 periods.
They got 2.5 minutes to try and put some more points on the board, maybe get that mercy rule. Maybe I'll go home a little earlier tonight.
Be nice. Fennimore takes the first time out of the night, taken by either team, I believe.
I think the last time River Valley used the mercy rule that I can remember was a couple years ago at Camp Parental against the Basketball Bulldogs. I don't know, I think they might have done it against Wisconsin Dells last year. Now we'll add that that's the last time we've played them. Wisconsin Dells kind of sick at playing River Valley. Instead of playing them in the opener, we played on the road again at Nakusa, which in a way was better for the team because better prepared them for the season.
3rd and short.
At midfield. What do you think they'll run on this play?
I would think right up the gut, try to get the first down, and then see what happens.
They got a lot of options, though. This could be a fake handoff.
Nope.
Just as you called, right up the gut, he's got the first down.
Get your first down. That'll stop the clock to move the chains.
That's Nick Furr.
Get right back to the line and call a play.
Connors making the tackle.
Shelton Connors on the tackle.
The clock will start once the ball is spotted.
They got a 43-yard line in River Valley.
Now you probably have to go to the air.
That'll be predictable. Minute and 40 seconds and counting. Left in the first half. Sprague. He's been throwing a lot of lateral passes. Taken down immediately was Swan by Hector Ramirez. Great coverage by Ramirez that time.
Well, I tell you, that play, if that pass is just a second later, Ramirez picks it off and goes the other way.
Sprague hasn't thrown a lot of, completed anyways, a lot of forward passes tonight. And mostly throwing wide to his left or right to Swan. However, that might try to get the ball to Lofthouse more often. Bigger target. Maybe able to do more with the ball after he catches it. Sprague back to pass. Under some pressure, dumps it off to inside to, I think that's Lofthouse. And he has taken down a great tackle by Lee Mahoney. That saved the touchdown. And as we said, Lofthouse should be the one they should be getting the ball to, and they do on that play, a dump-off pass. Great job by Sprague. Sprague had defenders right in his face. Able to dump it off. Get the first down at the 26-yard line of River Valley. 1st and 10. 45 seconds to go in the first half. 33-0 River Valley. Sprague back to pass. That ball is nearly deflected. And that's intercepted. Hector Ramirez steps in front of the intended receiver, which was Lofthouse. I think maybe the ball was hit by whoever was rushing the quarterback.
And then tackled by Luke Swan and Lofthouse.
Ball landed a little short, and Ramirez was able to pick it off. Pass
never had a chance, Mark.
So in about a half
that was pretty much lofting it up there. He figured Lofthouse had the size, 6'4" to 5'11" over Ramirez, but Ramirez did a great job. Gets in there, gets the interception. 33 seconds to maybe try and put some points on the board. I don't believe everybody will. They'll just try and run the clock in the first half. Be happy with the 33-point lead. Jones has got some great running room. He could go. He's down to the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! No, I believe he'll be marked out about the 2-yard line.
That was David Jones getting a
My bad
handoff.
on that one.
And
Got a little
Jones
too
all
excited.
real close.
Wow.
But run down and stopped by Dustin Crew.
Well, again, you can see that pole right in the middle there, and that blocks our view. But Jones, what a run. What a night.
He's got to be getting close to over 200 yards tonight.
First and goal.
By far his best
17 seconds on the clock.
game of the year so far.
5
Hope he
yards
has
to
many
go.
more like this. 10 seconds and counting. They have not stopped the clock. They're going to hand it off to Ramirez. He goes along the right side. And he is tackled with 4 seconds.
Ramirez, the ball carrier.
They do not try to stop the
Luke Swan
clock.
making the tackle.
Apparently they did not have any timeouts, and that'll be the end of the first half. Despite getting a long run by Dave Jones, Rivet did not try to stop the clock. And I guess they were content with going into halftime with a 33-point lead.
Probably did not want to run the score up, Mark. 33 points. Probably not a bad idea. But what a first half. Whew.
There was a great job of blocking on that play. You could see he had plenty of room in the inside, Wes Jones, and once he got to the left side, he was almost smooth sailing the rest of the way. He got down to about the 2-yard line before he's taken down.
Well, first half, what a half it is. All Blackhawks. We will break for halftime. We want to thank our football sponsors. They include Cardinal IG, backing the young people of the River Valley area athletically and academically. Community Bank, Spring Green and Plain, old-fashioned and proud of it. Community Bank, member FDIC. Jewel and Associates, Engineering and Surveying. We're proud to be a part of the River Valley area. Cardinal CG, we're proud to support the young people of the River Valley area. Royal Bank, your full-service bank in Spring Green, Lone Rock, and Avoca. Royal Bank, the one to choose. Just like the athletes at River Valley High School, Kramer Brothers bases their success on teamwork. A proud sponsor of high school athletics for over 35 years. Kramer Brothers, general contractors of Plain. Richland Limited, manufacturer of internal engine parts in Spring Green, is happy to sponsor the Blackhawks in all their athletic and academic endeavors. We wish you the best of luck. The Post House in downtown Spring Green. Try our lunch and dinner specials, plus our famous Friday night fish fry. Charter Communications, bringing you news, sports, weather, and great family entertainment. The Shoebox in Black Earth, your complete family shoe store, specializing in size, selection, price, service, and fit. Humhafer Do It Center in Spring Green, offering a complete line of building materials and more. Mr. and Mrs. T's, open 7 days a week on Highway 14 for your convenience. Village Family Dental Associates, Jefferson Plaza, Spring Green. Quality dental care at reasonable rates. Town and Country TV, sales and service, Highway 14, Richland Center. Call us for quick, reliable service. Taylor Chiropractic and Sports Injury Center of Spring Green. Make us a part of your health.
Half took a 33-0 lead over Fennimore. Fennimore's had some close calls, been able to move the ball a little bit, but River Valley defense has clamped down when they've had to. And their offense has had their way. The running game especially.
Blackhawks have reeled off some long runs tonight. Jones nearly had a touchdown just before the half. So 2 more periods, we'll see the Blackhawks can keep this juggernaut going.
That's going to be returned by number 3. He gets hit initially by, I think that was number 44 for River Valley.
That was Rob Terrell working his way up the sidelines.
That was Rob Terrell who returned it. He was hit initially by Simon Legal. Hit by a couple of defenders to be taken down. Kurt Waneke down at about the 30-yard line. First and 10.
Well, we'll see if Fennimore abandons the run or tries to mix it up here in the second half. They've got to score quickly and often.
You would think they would. That's a fumble, but that's going to be recovered. I believe Matt Bockham fell on it, and he did.
River Valley has recovered.
Yep, Matt Bockham's there.
River Valley once again will have good field position at about the 31-yard line.
Wow, that's not the way you want to start the second half.
Things going much the way they did in the first half. Only 13 seconds
And Valley
into
getting
the half.
turnover.
Revali's got great field position.
Takes over 1st and 10.
If they can get a touchdown, they would be up by 39 at least, and they would have that mercy rule intact.
Yep, 35-point lead. The clock would not stop.
That was Lee Mahoney running up the middle. He got hit initially by number 56, Justin McClemens.
And Mahoney hit hard at the line of scrimmage and knocked down by Justin McClemens. In fact, a loss of about a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd down, and we'll call it 11 at the 32-yard line. 11 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
One of the few plays that haven't worked tonight, Mark.
Yeah, Mahoney, on the few carries he's gotten, has done a good job of plowing forward for Max. A lot of yards. Johnson gets the handoff, tries to go to his left, falls ahead for a few. Gets to about the 30-yard line, I believe.
That play a bit slow developing. Usually the Blackhawks, they get outside and they're gone.
Gain of about 2. 3rd, and we'll call it 9.
Bring up a 3rd and 9.
At the 9 at the 30-yard line.
Waggle.
Johnson is in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to him. That's a pass. Almost intercepted. They're going to call, I think, pass interference on number 34, Dustin Cruel. He was closely guarding Eddie Legal. I think maybe their legs were tangled or whatever. I think Legal might have just fallen down.
Yeah, they'll talk about it. Again, we couldn't see it because of our camera position, but flag and penalty will go against Fennimore.
They will call it on Cruel.
Interference.
Revali catches another break. Fennimore was on their way to, I believe, only their 2nd or 3rd stop of the night. Well, Revali will retain possession and see if they can get this mercy rule. Mercy rule is over 35 points or more. And the clock, as you said before, will keep running.
Where it's 1st down.
Barenbrook is going to hand it off to, that's a reverse. This is a Dave Jones. He's got it. No contest on that one. That's a touchdown for Revali. It's 39-0. They really had them fooled on that one.
Again, Jones literally untouched after he took that reverse.
You can credit that to both the offensive line and the call. It was a good play by Revali, designed perfectly.
That play has worked every time tonight.
Except for, I believe there's one incident, but Fennimore didn't think they'd run it anymore very often after that stop. That extra point is good, and the score is now 40-0 River Valley. And now the mercy rule will come into effect.
Yep, we may see a short second half here unless Fennimore can score. 40-0. After the possession, the clock will keep on running, even on incomplete passes. Certainly did not expect this, Mark.
No, I didn't really think River Valley, because of their young team, they have a lot of young guys on defense, many juniors on offense. I didn't think they'd be able to really blow teams out this year. I thought maybe it would take a year for them to get in top-notch form.
Well, Fennimore did lose a lot of their skilled players from last year's team. Their quarterback, one of their top running backs.
They had a pretty decent team last year. They pushed it to the limit. One of the few teams that did that early last season. They started out 5-0. That could happen again this year if the game continues the way it the way it looks. We would go to 4-0. That is taken by Swan. Gets taken down, rolls at about the 20-yard line.
Nice kick by Bakken, fielded by
the clock keeps running right now.
And Swan brings it out to the 20 before being knocked down by Justin Tafts.
He was knocked down by Justin Tafts.
Probably not too far away here from seeing numerous substitutions by the Blackhawks.
1st down, Fennimore at their own 21. The 35-point rule is in effect. which simply means that as long as the spread is 35 points or better, the clock keeps running in most situations.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. That's a pitch out to Cruel. Cuts inside. He's tackled by number 50 and number 55. That was
Justin Cole doing some final
Mike
control
Hatfield and Tyler Stunnebeck on that tackle.
15 yards on the play. Tyler
15
Stunnebeck
yards on that carry
Mike
to about the
Hatfield
36-yard
making
line. First and 10. Clock still running, 9 minutes and 10 seconds and counting. And that's in the 3rd quarter. That's a pitch to the right to Cruel.
Yep,
Tripped up this time, not much of a gain on that one.
Yeah, lost his balance that
Justin
time.
Cole again, the ball carrier.
He had some room.
Tries to cut it back upfield and
Gets back to line of scrimmage, I'd say.
slips down.
2nd and 10.
And we do see some new names on the line for the Blackhawks. Cody Pulvermacher's in there, Shane Ferguson. Pulvermacher 75, Ferguson 58 on the line.
Both of them usually on special teams. Don't see very much action on the offensive or defensive side of the ball. That's Cruel again. Took about 3 or 4 receivers, or
Justin Cole fights his
3
way
or 4
forward for 3
Rival
yards
defenders to
from the
take him
40-yard
down.
line. Met by Bob Pulvermacher.
Bob Pulvermacher's in there too, 69.
Fulmacher seen some action even early in the game, both tonight and last week.
Looks like Valley has revamped their front 4.
3rd and 6.
They've kept the linebackers and defensive backs pretty much intact.
It is 3rd and 6 now at the 40-yard line. 7 minutes, 53 seconds. We go into the 3rd quarter.
Well,
That's a sack by number 56. I believe that is Elliot Connors.
He's spreading back to
Solo
pass
sack
and
for
no chance.
Elliot. Great pursuit.
Connors sacked by Elliot
And that will
Connors.
force Fennimore to punt.
never had a chance that time.
No, that was great pass rush for River Valley. Well, it's a swarm of defenders behind Elliot Connors. He wouldn't have made the tackle. Somebody else would have. And David Jones and Shane Johnson will be back to receive the punt. Jones will let it bounce.
Well,
And
maybe
pick
he
it
won't.
up.
Maybe he won't.
Let it bounce a few times before he picks it up.
Lofto's doing the punting.
Played it off the bounce. Takes it to about midfield. 1st and 10. Clock.
Ball picked up.
Grade
Trying to get
6
his number.
minutes,
I think
50
that was Shane
seconds.
Johnson. And Johnson
Very
hit
fast
immediately
moving 3rd quarter.
by Scott
Because of this
Peterson.
mercy rule. That leads 40-0. Hopefully they can get some more
River
points on
Valley
the
now
board.
ball inside
Get this
Fennimore
rule in
territory
effect.
by a yard.
Justin Gorman is in on
1st and
offense.
10.
Apparently he's going to get a carry. Who knows? Josh,
Blackhawks will, I would assume, keep the ball on the ground here.
they hand it off to Gorman. He falls ahead for about 2 yards.
Got a new quarterback too.
Josh Wall.
Justin Borland, the ball
Going to give
carrier.
Josh Barronbrook a break
And
tonight.
Borland finds
Done a
Paul
fairly
Barronbrook.
good job. Most of his passes have been online.
And Mick
Been
Furr.
looking to mostly his tight ends, A-Legal and Matt Bockham. Been really successful there. He threw a touchdown pass tonight. No interceptions. Not bad night for the sophomore quarterback. Josh Wall, Jr. in as his replacement.
Wow.
Are they going to say it's a fumble? They say it was caused by the ground.
Ball came
Some
loose,
Fennimore
but
fans
Furr
don't
was
like
down.
it, but that'll be the
Quarterback
official
Josh
ruling.
Wall now handing off to Gorman.
It'll be 3rd and 10 at
And
the
Gorman
midfield.
loses a yard or 2 on the play.
Looks like
Mick
Valley
Furr
has
making a strong hit.
pretty much full-scale substitutions in offense right now too.
Number 33, Kurt Ring, also comes in.
He's only a sophomore.
5'11", 170 pounds. He'll be here for a couple more years. Wall takes a snap.
Yeah.
This could be a false start on River Valley.
Blackhawks, some new faces in
Penalty
there.
markers out.
Missed the snap count. That'll be 5 the other way.
There was some movement on the side of the offense.
4 minutes,
Ball moved back
50
5 yards.
seconds. to go in the third quarter. Very fast moving period.
Well, again, the clock does not stop. Even during these penalty deliberations, the clock keeps on going.
3rd and 15 from the 45-yard line.
Again, I would not expect the Hawks to go to the air here.
No, they can be content with just running the ball.
Well, I could be wrong, couldn't I? Oh,
that was
wow.
overthrown. He had number 22, Kurt Wanneke, wide open. Josh Wall overthrows. Over the clock, despite being an incomplete pass, will still run.
Yeah, I thought that ball would be hauled in that time.
Kurt Wanneke doesn't see much action either. Who didn't play last year. Passed up football for other interests. Decided to come back for his senior year. Been playing mostly special teams. That ball is punt, is blocked. That is recovered though by Matt Bockham. Good job of getting after the ball, but he is blocked. Fennimore, one of their biggest breaks of the day. They will get the best field position they've had all night. They'll have the ball at the 27-yard line of River Valley. Wow, looks like they can move in for a score now.
Paulson getting in there quickly, blocking the punt, gives Fennimore a good field position.
And again, you're seeing mostly reserve players right now for the Blackhawks.
26-yard line.
And the Fennimore first string offense still out there. They desperately want to score here. And
a flag.
And we have a flag down.
Is that going to be a delay of game?
Too many bodies.
Who's it going to be on?
Valley, too many bodies on the field. They had 12 players out there.
Well, these players are inexperienced. There's Taft to be on the field right now.
River Valley, 12 people on the field. That'll be a 5-yard walk-off down to 21. 1st and 5.
1st and 5 to the 21-yard line. Steve Sprague desperately wants to get one in the end zone. That's going to be a pitch to Crewell. Doesn't get much on that one. Pretty close to the first down stakes, however.
Back to Dustin Crewell.
Looks like Mark Eberly was there first.
And Crewell dives his way forward for a couple. Met by Tyler Stennebeck. Second and 1.
2nd and 1 from the 17-yard line. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. That's going to be a false start on Rich Lofthouse. You can easily see that one.
We have the penalty markers out. This time, no walk 5 off against Fennimore.
Third quarter's almost over, Mark.
Yes, only a minute, 50 seconds to go, third quarter. There still are a few starters out in the field right now, Hector Ramirez and Shane Johnson.
Mostly in the secondary and linebackers. The line pretty much is all reserves right now.
They're going to try and run on that line. Crewell runs around the left side. He's got some room. Cuts inside. He's just short of the end zone.
Making some nice moves along the near sideline.
Down to the 5-yard line.
5-yard line. Finally knocked down by Tony Dolan.
Tony Dolan on that tackle. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Fennimore, by far, this is the furthest they've gotten in River Valley territory. Probably going to try and run on that inexperienced defensive line. Crewell cuts inside. Doesn't get much on that one.
Nothing there. We may get one more
Justin
play.
Crewell with nowhere to go. See where it's marked. Appears to be stopped just about right at the line of scrimmage by Justin Paps.
This is Fennimore, only Fennimore's second possession in this quarter. River Valley had one. Sorry, 2 possessions. They scored on one of them. Take a 40-point lead. Only 24 seconds.
Fennimore does score, that 35-point mercy rule will be off. And we'll go back to a regular clock. Crewell's got a hole.
He's going to be short of the end zone. And the third quarter will come to a close.
And this time he finds a
River Valley so far, so good. Leading 40-0. They got 7 points this quarter. That was enough to get the mercy rule into effect. And the third quarter went by really quickly. take a moment to thank our sponsors.
You bet, Mark, and they do include Cardinal IG, Community Bank, Jewel and Associates, Cardinal CG, Royal Bank, Kramer Brothers, Richland Limited, The Post House, Charter Communications, The Shoebox, Home Hayford Do It Center, Mr. and Mrs. T's, Village Family Dental Associates, Town and Country TV, Taylor Chiropractic and Sports Injury Center, and the fine folks at George's Auto Body. 40-0 as we go into the fourth quarter.
Final 12 minutes of play. Whether the 12 minutes go by fast or slow depends on whether River Valley can stop Fennimore on this drive. They are down to about the 1 yard line of River Valley. If they score, the Mercy Rule is taken off.
All set up by the block punt. We can see it coming. Fennimore went for the block and they were successful.
Fourth quarter about to get underway. Fennimore with the ball, third down.
Here comes Fennimore.
Goal from the River Valley.
Third and goal at the 1 yard line. River Valley has 2 more chances to stop Fennimore. Corral rushes inside. Touchdown. The first score of the night for Fennimore.
Taking the ball, the final yard and a half into the end zone. Touchdown.
Score is now 40-6. River Valley leads. And the Mercy Rule is taken off. You almost wish that River Valley would have gone for 2 in the last possession, and
Well,
they wouldn't have gotten the Mercy Rule could possibly still be in effect.
and Fennimore now will try to get the extra point conversion.
Kick is no good, wide right. River Valley still leads 40-6, 11 minutes, 57 seconds
To the right.
to go in the fourth quarter. Second half's gone by pretty fast. Hopefully those reserves can mount a drive, long, sustaining drive, usually in the run. Maybe get that Mercy Rule back in if they can score. That'll be very difficult, though. A second offense versus a first-string defense. Most likely the first-string defense will win.
Yeah, I would assume you would not see the starters that have left the game go back in the game, Mark, no matter what happens the rest of the way, unless Fennimore can reel off 3 or 4 more touchdowns, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, you could look for the onside kick on this play.
We were up here last time we were at Fennimore. We saw about 2 successful onside kicks, so you'll probably see it right here. And you can see some hands people for the Blackhawks in the front row. And they kick it away.
Off. That's going to be a fake. Reverse there. That is, see who returned that one. That was Dave Jones out to about the 26-yard line. We're back going to use a good return that time and give the second string offense a better field position. Give them an easier job of trying to put some points on the board, but it's really not needed. Revise up by a 34-point cushion. Josh Wall, the second string quarterback, is commanding the offense.
Tackle made by Matt Everson.
Try to make sure you have enough people out there, or not too many. And we'll have to call a timeout.
And River Valley has taken a timeout.
Gotta take the timeout, stops the clock. And they need to regroup here. They second string having a tough time just getting enough people on the field, or keeping too many people from being on the field.
They didn't have 11 out there. They had about 8 or 9. There's a couple more bodies.
Can't make Tony Squeary very happy.
Well, the Blackhawks about 12 minutes away from going 4-0. Pretty much a repeat of last season, Mark, where the Blackhawks got off to a good start.
Yes, River's schedule is really going to start to heat up after the game next week on the road at Dodgeville. They had their homecoming game at home against Prairie du Chien. They will, I believe, have a game at Platteville the next week after that. That's going to be very tough.
And then Lancaster.
At home, that's still going to be a very difficult game. Lancaster manhandled this Fennimore Golden Eagle team early this season. There's a flag on that play.
Well, we don't want to see any flags.
Then we're going to end the season on the road at
Have a
Cuba
flag
City. That's
down
going to
as
prove to be a
Coach
very
Wayne.
difficult test.
Move forward for a couple up to the 40.
Rivas' schedule is going to get very tough after
And
next
we'll
week.
check out the penalty.
And see if this team's for real or if they're just beating up on cream puffs right now. We should hope not.
Procedure call will go against River Valley.
Procedure against the Hawks will march them back 5 yards.
First down
5
and
yards from the line of scrimmage.
15. What about the
Puts the ball back to about the 21-yard
21-yard line?
First and 15.
The first 15. 11 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. They hand it off inside to number 25. Was that number 25? He's not on the program. Well, number 25 just got to be named by his
Handed off up
number.
the middle. Scott Peterson and Nick Witzig
Didn't see it, Mark.
making the immediate hit. No
Well, he
gain.
comes out of the game.
A couple on the play. We'll bring up second down.
Second down, 15. About the 18-yard line. Wall is going to try and scramble himself. He's not going to get very much on that play.
Nothing there.
Josh Wall.
Well, I think he intended to run. Didn't have anywhere to go.
Spun down by Torrey Leonard.
So lost about 3 yards. Third down and 18 yards to go.
Another yard loss in the play. Bring up third down.
Ball on the 18-yard line. Clock, though, is running. The Valley might pass on this down. Possibly. Most likely they will just be content with running the clock. It's going to be an option play. Apparently, no, it was not. That was a handoff inside and the pick option.
Getting the handoff.
That was Lee Mahoney on the handoff.
Out over his right tackle position.
10 minutes
Picks up a couple.
to go in the fourth quarter.
Owen Schneider and Travis Uren.
That was a game of about 6 for Mahoney. Fourth down and 12.
Fourth and about 14.
Bacham back to punt. Hopefully he'll be more successful than last time. Don't want to have another block punt. That one could be blocked.
Nope.
Just barely gets it off. Nice kick. And that'll be down by
Baka getting off another nice
Swan.
high kick. This time it was filled.
Didn't want to get nailed on that play.
That was Luke Swan making a catch. The fair catch at the 42-yard line.
9 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. As you can see in the background, there's a couple guys. I think they're Andrew Vita and Daniel Olson. Their shirts off. I don't know what's going through their heads.
They're high school students. Friends of yours, aren't they, Mark?
And
Possibly.
Charge timeout to Fennimore.
Not by choice. No, just
Timeout
kidding.
taken by Fennimore here.
It's good to see a school spirit. Revalia, pretty good crowd shows up for this game. About an hour drive to Fennimore, so not always an easy task to see these road games.
Didn't really want to see a timeout there, Mark. They were doing so well there in the third quarter.
Yeah. I was hoping maybe they'd try and score one more touchdown with the first stringers just to keep that clock running. Play will continue. Fennimore has it at the 42-yard line.
So ready to go. We'll try to pick up some of these numbers for you as you go along.
There's a new quarterback
Nelson
for
now quarterbacking.
Fennimore. There's number 7, Brent Nelson. He barely gets that handoff to number 3, Rob Terrell.
Hand it off to Rob Terrell.
Taking a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And Terrell
He was out for cert that time by the defense.
Cody Pulvermacher and Justin Taps making the tackle.
I remember that's his second stringers in there right now.
And that's probably why. Move my microphone there. Sorry, Mark. Probably why they call the timeout to get the new people on the field.
I don't know why they went with the quarterback change now. Gonna be a handoff to number 3. That's Terrell. He falls forward for about 7 yards. No, sorry, about 9 yards. It's gonna be second down, about 3.
Falling as blocker as well.
At about the 47-yard line.
Tackle was made by Cody Poldermacher and Shane Johnson.
8 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Fourth quarter.
Third 4.
3rd and 3. Back to pass. Incomplete, intended for number 81. Nolan Schneider. The pass game has not been very successful right now for Fennimore. I believe they're going to bring out their punt. Fourth down and 3. 48-yard line. I don't know if they're going to punt. Here's Saul. It's lost out. Well, Brent Nelson isn't very much better than Steve Gray. That's going to be received by Dave Jones. Foul ball. Gets around the right side. Still on his feet. Taken down about the 45-yard line. Third and 5. Wall taking his time. That's going to be a false start on River Valley. That's going to push him back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Penalty markers are out.
That'll make a third down. We'll call it 10. From close to midfield.
River Valley moving a little too soon. Puts the ball back 5.
6 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the game. Valley still leads 40-6. 1 touchdown so far this quarter, and this time it was by Fennimore. Justin Cruel went through the Valley defenders. That's going to be a fumble. Recovered, however, by, see who was under that pile.
Ball was loose, but
Call Corey
by
Scott.
River Valley.
And River is going to punt it away. Ball is on the at midfield.
About a 5-yard gain.
About a 5-yard gain.
Perhaps. It'll be 4th and 6.
4th down, 6 yards to go. Backham again back to punt. Ever since the first stringers came out, the offense hasn't done much. That's a high punt, and that's going to be a fair catch called by Swan. Mark Everly was in pursuit that time. He was pretty close to violating the 2-yard rule, but was able to stay out of range. And Fennimore will have it at about the 18-yard line.
21-yard line.
Or you could say the 21-yard line. Brent Nelson comes in with the play. Not sure if Nelson just replaced Sprague to give him a break for in the action for the night, or if Sprague was hurt. We saw a lot of pass rush tonight. Possibility of getting knocked up quite a bit. He is stacked. That tricked me there. I think I'm going to start watching the screen from now on.
Jeremy Blackburn finding a little running room up the middle.
Carry was by number 37, Jeremy Blackburn. I thought the quarterback still had the ball. Take this out up here. That's a gain of about 6. 2nd and 4. At the 28-yard line. Clock is running at 5 minutes and 45 seconds. See if the defense can get a turnover. That's another handoff to Blackburn.
Same result.
Jeremy Blackburn again getting the handoff.
This time the defense wasn't fooled. They might have pushed him back a little bit. No, got forward progress.
Everly making the tackle.
Falls forward for a couple yards. It'll be 3rd and 2. About the 30-yard line. 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Another handoff to Blackburn. He's got the first down.
Rob Terrell, the ball carrier. And Terrell is finding some daylight up the middle.
That was Rob Terrell on the carry.
Mark Everly getting the ball, the tackler on the play.
Mark Everly was the tackler on that play. I believe Shane Johnson is the only starter who is on the field. He is playing safety. That's a pitch out to Terrell. He's not going to get much. He is met by Mark Everly. Look at that tackle.
Rob Terrell finding no place to go.
He's hog-tied.
Yes, he was. A wrestling move there.
And then knocked down hard by
Tony Dolan there, too.
Everly.
Everly had the majority of that hit. Picked him up and threw him down. Terrell might have gotten up a little slow on that one. I don't know if he's going to want his number called after that hit. Back to pass. Another incomplete pass. Number 31 was the intended receiver. That is Adam Jackson. It'll be 3rd and 12 at the 35-yard line. Just over 4 minutes to go, 4th quarter. I have not been very impressed with the passing game right now. I thought it'd be a much better than this for Fennimore. Last year they were a passing team.
Well, different quarterback makes a difference.
3rd and 13.
Sprague had a rough night. He's out right now, and Brent Nelson is in. Nelson off on that pass, wide left. Gonna think hand it off inside by his former defenders.
83 is in there for the Blackhawks. That's Mitch Stafford.
Along with Jason Scheel and Mark Everly.
Smothered by white jerseys.
42 is Jason Scheel, like you said. And it looks like the Blackhawks will get the ball back again.
And Jason Scheel.
Watch out for the fake punt. That wouldn't surprise me at all. The punt gets off. And a fair catch by Dave Jones. Rudai will have it for 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. First down at the
so just under 3.5
32-yard line.
River Valley back in possession.
River Valley trying to secure a 40-6 lead. I don't think you'll see any more passes from River Valley tonight.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
We have seen stranger things, but I believe Tony Sweary wants to show class and not try and run up the score. The guys only scored 7 points.
That was a good take.
Halftime.
Up the middle that time, the Blackhawks went. Never saw it. That was 33, I believe, Ring.
Kurt Ring, the ball carrier. And Ring finding a little opening and bursting up the middle for 11 yards. That'll be a first down. Travis Uren.
Kurt Ring, the younger brother of Ben Ring, who just graduated last year.
Also in on the tackle.
Who was a basketball and baseball player.
Nothing there.
I'm going to mark that one at the, say, the 42-yard line.
That looked like Gorman, I believe, wasn't it?
Yes, that was a nice hit.
I believe that was Justin Gorman, the ball carrier.
Yes, it was Gorman.
And he stopped for a loss by Dustin Lewis.
2nd and 12.
And John Scanlon.
2 minutes, 40 seconds, and counting. The handoff inside. Nice carry that time. We'll see. You know who it was by? Cannot see.
He'll be in the bottom there.
The middle to the first man
Again,
through.
that was number 33, Kurt Ring.
That was Kurt Ring.
Going forward for some positive yards.
Good yardage. It'll be well short of the first down. Matt Everson and Travis Uren.
It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 from the 48-yard line.
5.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Maybe River Valley can hold on to the ball. That's a handoff. He's got some room. He's at the 25-20. Taken down at about the 16-yard line was
Ball handed off to
number
25. I'm sorry,
25.
Dominic, but he makes a nice run.
I wish I knew for sure who it was.
By Dustin Freimiller.
It is Corey Scott, as we said a couple times before. Sorry we couldn't give more credit on that run. It was a great one. Got down to about the 6-yard line.
Down to about the 13-yard line.
Or 13-yard line. It's a 35-yard run. We're going to hand it off inside. Nothing there. New lineman is in. Number 66, Chris Kramer. Along with number 20,
Kurt Ring,
my brother Kyle Kramer.
And Ring stopped. Lost a
I believe
player
he's
through on the play.
out there as a receiver. Not going to get the ball, though. Not going to see any more passes.
Getting in there quickly on defense.
Nice to see some family in there. Chris,
Well, you might see a pass to him, Mark. Don't give up hope completely.
Hope so. Chris Kramer, my first cousin. He's a junior along with Kyle. Kramer in motion. Gets the handoff. He cuts inside. Taken down at about just short of the end zone. Boy, I was rooting for him to get in there that time.
Just about. Again, we're blocked out, but Valley trying to score. They got
Kyle
40.
Kramer, the ball carrier.
Well, he gets on a public address if nothing else, Mark, huh?
Yeah. Gain of about 6 that time. It's hard to tell if they're at the 6 or the goal line. 3rd and 4, 34 seconds. Second stringers are moving the football. That's a fumble, and that'll be recovered by Fennimore.
Had a fumble on a play and appears.
Well, until that fumble, River was moving the football, and the defense will come in.
Well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up, Mark.
Matt Everson following on that ball for Fennimore.
Might see 1 or 2 more plays. That'll be it. Probably just 1.
Johnson again is the only starter in there playing safety.
And they'll just take a knee.
Brett Nelson, the
Don't
quarterback.
want to suffer any more damage. I believe the clock will just run
Deep in their
out.
own territory.
10 seconds and counting. River
And the
Valley
clock continues to run.
has this one in hand. They just let the clock run out. 3, 2, 1, and that's it. River Valley controlled the game from the beginning, jumping out to a 27-0, or I think a 21-0 first quarter lead. They were ahead of 33 points at halftime. FA took a 40-point lead. There's nothing Fennimore could do but try and get off that mercy rule and get some points on the board, which they did. But River Valley does a great job tonight. One of their first blowouts of the season.
Yeah, that game, Mark, this game pretty much over by halftime, 33-0 lead, and the second half only one touchdown scored by either team. And the Blackhawk reserves played much of the second half and looked pretty good doing it, too.
I especially enjoyed the 6-yard run by number 20.
Oh, I'll bet you did.
And hopefully he'll have many more carries next year or many receptions. Doesn't matter to me.
So Valley with the victory mark goes to 4-0. Fennimore, meanwhile, goes 0-4 going the other way. And Valley with a great chance to go 5-0 and 2-0 in conference next week at Dodgeville. The Dodgers, one of the weaker teams in the league. So far, so good, Mark.
Yes, for last year, River Valley started the season 5-0, but remember, they did finish the season 6-3, losing 3 of their last 4 games. And that's not including that horrible playoff loss to Wanakee, who did turn out to be the state champions in, I think it's Division 2.
Division 3.
Division 3. They won 37-0 over River Valley. So can't judge the Blackhawks by their early season success because the tough schedule is coming up ahead.
Okay, Mark. Well, make sure we stay tuned next week for the game at Dodgeville. We'll have it right here on Channel 8. We want to thank our sponsors once again before we wrap it up. They include Cardinal IG, Community Bank, Jewel and Associates, Cardinal CG, Royal Bank, Kramer Brothers, Richland Limited, The Post House, Charter Communications, The Shoebox, Umhafer Do It Center, Mr. and Mrs. T's, Village Family Dental Associates, Town and Country TV, Taylor Chiropractic and Sports Injury Center, and George's Auto Body. So, Mark, again, the Blackhawks, a rather easy win tonight, and we're on to Dodgeville next week.
That'll be one of the few easy wins they have. Who knows, maybe next week Dodgeville won't put up too much of a fight, hopefully.
We will see. We're on our way right now to Dodgeville and the Pizza Hut. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, for Mark Kramer, Dave Pronald saying so long from Fennimore High School.